What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Sideline Scoop. I hope everybody's quarantine is going well. In today's video, we're going to be looking at the Buffalo Bills fantasy outlook for the 2020 NFL season. Yesterday, I did the Dolphins. The day before that, I did the Patriots. So we're sticking in the AFC East. So basically what you can expect in this video is I'm just going to go over the quarterback position, running back position, and wide receiver position, sort of say the stats of their players last year, some additions the team has made, and basically what people sort of see this team doing and maybe how it can benefit you in your fantasy season this year. So hopefully it can be helpful to you. And if you're new here and you just want to get some more information about fantasy, feel free to subscribe below because I just started this channel, but my goal is to, continue to put out more content that can help people. And as I learn more and stuff, things like that, I will share it with you. So come along for the ride, subscribe wherever it is. Okay, but first off, we're gonna be starting off with Josh Allen, their quarterback. As you likely know, last year he finished as the 6th quarterback in fantasy football. He threw for 3,089 yards with 20 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. One thing about him that is sort of problematic, I guess you could say, is that he has one of the lowest completion percentages in the NFL last year. So that's one area that he really needs to work on. But if he can improve in that area, he will be even greater. It's pretty crazy that he has that bad of a completion percentage and still finishes a 6th quarterback. And the biggest reason for that is that he's just a rushing threat. He ran 109 times for 510 yards and 9 touchdowns, which is pretty crazy. So that is one sort of way in which he's able to keep up his production, and that's why he finished in the top 10. So no, that's a great thing to know. And one thing that I saw is that in the 2018 season, he had a 52.8% completion percentage, which is not good. He didn't start in every game that year. And then last year, while still having one of the worst completion percentages, it was about 58.8%. So he at least improved. So hopefully he can improve again. I don't know, maybe he will. Maybe he'll go back down, but if he can improve, that would be great. And one reason I think he can improve is because he just got Stefon Diggs from the Minnesota Vikings. That was one of the players that they traded for in the past month, so that is going to definitely be a help for him in that area. So right now he's being taken as around the 8th quarterback, and so if you're looking for maybe a more late round quarterback, you don't really want to spend an early draft pick on someone, I would definitely be looking for him because he can bring you some points, which is what you want to win your league. That's what it's all about, winning. It's not about, But now, going to Stefon Diggs, looking at him. So last year, he posted his 2nd straight 1,000-yard season on 63 catches with 6 touchdowns. And he finished as the 18th best receiver last year, playing for the Minnesota Vikings. And when I was looking around, at some news and information that people have been sort of talking about Stefon Diggs, it's some people, their sort of issue of why he might decline this year is because he's going from an offense with Kirk Cousins, who had a higher, one of the higher completion percentages, to an offense with, as I hope, sorry, sometimes I can't talk. To an offense with a quarterback, Josh Allen, who we just talked about, who has a very low completion percentage. So some people are worried that maybe that would lead to him declining. Then there are also other people who said that they don't think that should be much of an issue, and that he actually could get a bump this year because he's no longer going to be competing for targets with Adam Thielen. Some people are saying that they think he could become the, definitely be the wide receiver 1 for the Bills, which could be helpful to him. But I sort of expect him to put up similar numbers with those two sort of scenarios, I guess. He could, I think, put up similar numbers to last year. Right now he's being picked as around the 26th wide receiver. And then their second wide receiver is John Brown. Last year he had 115 targets for 72 receptions, 1,060 yards, and 6 touchdowns. And this year he's now being picked as a 39th wide receiver. It's sort of unfortunate for him, I guess, from a fantasy perspective. He's taking a downgrade, obviously, because he's no longer their number 1 threat. So he is going to be the 2nd threat because he's not number 1. So what does that make him? Number 2. So last year he was very consistent. He had 10.4 PPR points in 13 of 15 games, which is a very consistent guy. The only thing is now, because as we've been talking about the last 30 seconds, his targets are going to decline, obviously, because Stefon Diggs is there. So I still expect him to put up some numbers. Who knows, maybe because he is no longer the guy that they're going to be guarding the most, maybe he'll be open more. I don't know. But I wouldn't expect him to put up similar numbers as last year. Look for a downgrade in that. And then you have Cole Beasley as your 3rd receiver. Not really much to talk about. He's going around 80th right now. He's not really going to do much for you. But he's probably more of a PPR look really late in your draft. Now looking at the most exciting position, the running back position. So if we look at this team here, they have one guy last year. I believe they drafted him last year. If not, fact check me. and correct me, please. So they had Devin Singletary. He ran for 151 times for 775 yards and 2 touchdowns. And one reason for that is that he was injured a few games last year. So that is why he didn't get the ball more. But he basically split carries with Frank Gore last year, if you guys remember that guy. He used to be a stud, now he's old, and he's no longer a stud. So, you know, some guys come and go, can't be great forever. It's just a hard part about football. And so before their draft, people were saying that Devin Singletary could have a lot of carries this year and could really be their main back, because that's sort of the guy they have left. But that all changed when Zach Moss was drafted by them in the 3rd round of the NFL draft. He's a running back from Utah, and so lots of people seem to have a very high opinion of him, Zach Moss, especially their general manager, Brandon Beane. He was I was looking through some quotes that he said about this guy, and he was basically saying that Zach Moss is basically the, you know, sort of tougher runner, breaks a lot of tackles, he's that kind of guy, more of a goal line back. So that's sort of unfortunate for Devin Singletary, because Zach Moss is going to take those, he's going to take those goal line opportunities. So he said, well, Devin may play more in the passing downs, he can get at it, he can get out there and do it, if that makes sense. As in, he's saying Zach Moss can also receive. Now, he's also a good receiver. He got 28 balls as a senior and 29 as a sophomore. He doesn't have the breakaway speed, though, which is sort of unfortunate, but he's still a solid player. He ran a 4.65 40. And I was looking at this, they were saying that basically in the past couple of years, the Buffalo Bills mainly split carries around 50-50. And so right now, it seems as if from these quotes that it looks like as if it's going to be pretty close to 50-50. You know, they're going to be splitting it, that running back by committee, which is unfortunate. But, you know, looking at that, right now Devin Singletary is being taken as like the 25th running back, and Zach Moss is being taken as a 48th running back. So Devin Singletary did have a great year last year, and that's the thing, like we don't really know exactly how Zach Moss is going to do, which is why obviously you can see that people are choosing Devin Singletary over him. But right now, if they're going to be having a 50-50 split, I don't know if they should be ranked that far apart of each other. I think they should be closer together. I still think Devin Singletary is a better option, but Zach Moss is going to be eating into his carries a lot. And if we look at their offensive line last year, they were around 15th, and I expect them to improve. They added another veteran to add some more depth to the roster, so you should be looking for that to improve. But anyways, that is basically all I wanted to get at today for the Buffalo Bills, so hopefully you received some value from this. Let me know what you think about this video. If you liked it, you know, let me know if there's anything else you'd like for me to talk about in the future pertaining to fantasy. Right now I'm sort of doing a lot of research and studying up on these guys, sort of preparing for the season. Hopefully we can end up starting, but I saw recently that the NFL said that they expect to start on time, so hopefully that can happen so we can watch some football finally, you know, have some sports on TV. That would be very exciting. But if you guys got value, I'd love if you'd like it down below. Help that algorithm, get us out to the fantasy community, get some more subscribers on this channel, help some more people out. You know, you help me by subscribing, I help you by giving you some info. Sounds like a win-win to me. But I hope you guys got some value from this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.